buttercups.
Welcome
here. First
welcome to Q&A Monday. I am just pouring my Be Well non-alcoholic wine.
You guys,
it's dry January.
I just want to point this out too.
Good.
Shout out to this company, Spiritless. This is a non-alcoholic
whiskey. Spiced whiskey.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's very good. But I had to switch over to my tea. Although I could make it a hot toddy. Let's try that.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh.
Looky there.
Right, first question of the night.
Okay, welcome to Q&A Monday. Let's get started. Drop your questions like they're hot, and then we got some questions for you guys.
Latin Jersey girl, hey, what's up?
One of the flavors of raw food that I buy my cat was recalled. Oh, let me bring it up. Yeah.
Pop it up.
Okay. One of the flavors of raw food that I buy my cats is recalled in other states, so they pulled all of them from the store. Should I worry about continuing to buy from this brand? You could, right? So when
you could worry about it? Or
yeah, you could worry about it. I would absolutely worry about it right now, right? So here's the thing. Recalls can happen for many different reasons, right? Sometimes, especially when it comes to raw food, it happens for not because any cats or dogs have gotten sick, but because the FDA is coming in really hot and really hard with raw food brands, and they could have like one little tiny thing in their facility that they're causing them
an equipment issue or something
like that.
Here's where I love this question though, because here is where you get to see what your brand is made of, right? You want to know if this was a voluntary recall, an involuntary recall. What was the reason for the recall? You want to pick up that phone and you want to find out what is going on. The transparency of brands that are able to answer your questions as a concerned pet parent is really where this is going to matter about whether or not you should be concerned moving forward. If you are not getting answers, if you're getting even whatever it is, I would just say this is where you're going to find out what that brand is really made of by asking those questions, because yeah, a lot of people are going to be concerned about, but there are so many recalls for so many reasons. And that is where being a proactive pet parent, you want to stay up on that. Subscribe to truthaboutpetfood.com. There are other websites out there that show you when any food has been recalled, batch numbers, whatever the reason, voluntary, involuntary, but definitely do a little looking into it to find out what's going on.
Always contact your brands. And guys, this is really good to do anyway, even if there's no recall or anything like that, just to see what type of transparency your brand has. Mary, in the process of switching my 11-year-old to raw, congratulations. Cheers to that.
Whoa.
He does this weird thing where he will nibble on the food for a little bit, and then he goes through the motion of like covering it up, like he does his poo, right? So like covering up the food. This is very normal. Lots of cats do this if they don't like the food or if they're trying to save the food for later.
So it's kind of hard to read.
Or they're just not hungry right now, but they do this instinctively, because in the wild, anything that smells strong, right? They're still not domesticated. So anything that smells strong, that is like their food or their poop or their urine, they want to cover up to keep predators away. Yes. Hello, Melanie and Nina.
Letitia.
Hello, everyone.
Lisa. Thanks, Nicole.
Oh, thank you. We were just looking at that. She said, I have to say you look great in the intro photo. We were just looking at it. We were like, we need to take another photo shoot.
Angie, you two trade places. So on the other platforms, they reverse us. I know. Hey, Robin.
I've never seen tea in that kind of bottle before. This isn't tea. This is a non-alcoholic whiskey.
Yes.
That she's putting in her tea.
Yes. I want to look into this company too. It's called Spiritless. And that is really good. It doesn't, there's an essence of whiskey.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Angie, you two traded places. No, we didn't. We actually have been sitting here. Yeah. But on the other platforms, on TikTok and Facebook, it flips us.
Nina, question. How do you help a cat with food aggression? I feed my cats 3 times a day wet food, incorporating Viva Raw. Yes. And he still goes after human food. 2, loves bread. Please help. Okay, so food aggression, we look at these little babies that we adopt into our lives, and there's a really good chance that if they came from a rescue situation, they probably spent some of their life not knowing where their next meal was going to come from, which is where you see the food aggression come in. So it's like, oh my God, I have to eat everything all at once because I don't know if I'm going to get another meal. The fact that you feed them 3 times a day on a schedule, that is awesome. And that's going to help to start alleviating that kind of aggression or anxiety about it. So I would definitely say if indoor feeders can really help with this. So what we use for our little ones are like freeze dried, like right now it's Vital Essentials little rabbit mini nibs. You can put those in little feeders. So it's like even when he's hungry, he
Auto
knows.
feeders is what she's talking about.
Or indoor hunting feeders.
Or indoor hunting feeders, yeah.
Right, either one, where there's like a little snack. So he's never worried about starving, right?
Yeah.
And he can kind of pump his brakes when it comes to.
But he has to hunt for it.
But he has
And
to
he
hunt
will.
for it a little bit. And also then be thinking about how much food he needs. Like, how old is this little one? If they're under 3 years old, they're going to be eating more than fully developed adults. So look at a couple of those things, and also incorporating Viva Raw.
Viva Raw is amazing.
Viva Raw is incredible.
Yeah.
But any raw food is going to be so much more biologically appropriate and
available.
used. So yeah, if it is a
So
hunger
you're doing
issue,
the right thing.
yes, it's going to feel good.
Yes. All right. Belinda said, with everything going on with food right now, even though my kitty's brand has not been documented as causing issues, I'm still worried. I understand, guys.
We are too.
It is. Yeah. We're so worried for so many cat parents out there that are feeding these foods that they thought were really good brands. And here's the thing, guys, what we're seeing and what we've seen for, how long have we been in this industry? 19 or 20 years now, almost in this industry, is that many of these different pet foods source an ingredient from the same place, right? So even though this company may have zero to do with this company, they don't formulate the same way, they don't use the same main ingredients, they may source one ingredient from the same place, and then it could even be a vitamin, but that is rancid or toxic in some way, and then we're dealing with a lot of different things. So we get that. Again, going back to what Adrian said, call your company. Know the people that this is 2024, guys. That's basically what everybody buys from now is companies that they trust, right? We want to do the same when it comes to feeding our cats. We want to trust the company. If you can't trust the company, and you don't trust the company because you see a commercial, they spent billions of dollars on this stuff, like millions of dollars on that stuff. So you trust a company because you know them, or you believe in them, or they can ease your mind as to where they source, or they're very transparent about where they source their ingredients. These are the reasons that we can trust and not be worried about the specific.
Right, but I would also say just a word of let's be proactive about this. Let's not put a lot of energy into the worrying unless obviously you're seeing some of the stuff that people are DMing us about, or that Dr. Judy Morgan is seeing. And all those things that are happening, heartbreaking things that are happening right now. But this, instead of worrying about it, let's look at what a great reminder this is to diversify, give our cat some variety. I thought about this in the pandemic when we were feeding some wet foods. It's like cans, they couldn't make cans. So that food was gone. This food was gone. It was a supply issue at that time, right? So really important for our cats to be comfortable switching up different brands, so this is just a great reminder let's not get over panicked about it. Let's just be proactive and vigilant about what we are feeding and have some different varieties so that we can easily switch it up if need be.
Yes. Loopy After Dark said, hello, fellow cat people. Cat Lady 1228 reporting for duty.
1228 is my birthday.
Yes. I love that you said that. That's why I had to read it out loud, because 1228 is, and the number 28 is it's ridiculously,
it just keeps appearing
everywhere for us. So interesting that you're Cat Lady 1228. Okay. Mag said, our kitten keeps scratching their ears. Our vet can't find anything help. Okay. So I just launched a cat tip today. There's many reasons why our cats get itchy skin in different places. Your vet, I'm sure, checked for probably a ear mite or flea issue, I'm guessing, and has no idea, right? So we've already checked all the topical things. Let's look at what it might be internally. So it's itchy skin, ears, anywhere, could be a result of diet. If we are feeding a kibble diet and our cats have possibly a little bit of leaky gut or yeast, it can surface in the ears. I want to ask you if your cat's ears smell. Have you smelled their ears? Do they have any scent to it?
Odor.
Sometimes, like an odor to it. Sometimes it doesn't have an odor. But if you see like gunky stuff in there, maybe if you look really like deep down, it could be more of a yeast issue, which can cause them to itch. It could be an environmental issue. So what is it in their environment that might not be healthy for them? Are you using chemical floor cleaners and counter cleaners? Are you using candles, like scented candles and aerosol sprays or plugins in your home? Have you switched any kind of detergent or anything like that in the home that could be causing a reaction? Also food, right? There's certain foods that can cause itchy skin in cats. That's usually what the vets will go to if they're thinking that it's allergies. But certain foods can cause itchy skin, and that can also surface in the ears as far as like a sensitivity to certain foods. So you kind of have to play the elimination game there.
Edwin.
How
many times should I feed my kitten? So kittens, basically kittens 18 months and under, are going to eat 1.5 to 3 times as much as a grown adult. So, Sissy got her picture up. Yay! Hi, Sissy. Sissy's on the back end.
She's in the green room.
Yeah, she's in the green room. So you want to feed your kitten when we had our little ones, we fed them 5 times a day.
Yeah.
But look at your schedule and see how many times per day you can do
to get their caloric intake.
Right. You may want to do an auto feeder. You may want to do little snacks if you're not going to be home for
1.5 to 3 times.
So yeah, but you're really going to be feeding them quite a bit more. With ours, I know everyone's like, well, how many calories and how many ounces per meal? We let them eat as much as they wanted. They were growing, energetic, crazy little kittens. We let them eat as much as they want. And then you kind of get an idea of what they'll eat in a meal. And then, oh, baby girl.
And there you go. All right. I'm going to slaughter your name, so I'm not going to say it.
Kiara?
Oh, that's really pretty.
Is it?
Oh, I like that. Oh, baby girl, don't fall.
I've heard about Purina and other brands. Is it only happening in the U.S.? I live in Italy. We've heard nothing. No, I'm pretty sure it's happening. I know for sure Serbia, Canada.
So it is happening around.
Happening in other countries.
Depending on now in Italy, in Europe, they have stricter rules for pet food than we have here in the States. So it could be that it doesn't. It could possibly be that it doesn't, because if that sourced ingredient of whatever is causing this, if that sourced ingredient isn't allowed in the EU, then it wouldn't be in there. We don't know. It's still all up in the air, guys. Nobody really knows what that ingredient is. They're going through testing. Dr. Judy Morgan herself, with thousands of dollars spending to test these foods and try to
test. Interestingly enough, the first couple of labs that they reached out to, they were like, "Oh, who is this brand? Oh, sorry, we can't test them. It's a conflict of interest." So there's a lot going on right now. But
yes. Lisa said, is there a particular cat brush or brand that you recommend? So brand, no. Type of brush really depends on your cat, right? So we've always said a slicker brush. It's always
one of
been
those
like
little wire brushes.
Yeah, it's called slicker brush, but they've been really helpful with our long-haired cats in the past. Now we have cats, our one long-haired cat. Now we have only one long-haired cat, Annie, and she doesn't like it. So we don't use it on her yet, right? So we're still on the softer bristle brush or the glove brush for her that she will tolerate. And then we're going to kind of move up as she gets older and needs a little bit more help with that coat.
But we got a good 30 years before she really needs any
brushing your cat is so important. It builds their bond. It really helps them groom. It helps get rid of that dead skin and hair that they will either ingest or try to get rid of themselves. So we're really helping our cats by brushing them, but we just have to find the right brush. Okay.
What can I buy off the shelf for my diabetic cat? He refuses to eat wet, dry, prescribed diabetic food, and we have tried 3 brands, different flavors. He's on insulin at 1 unit. Any suggestions? Made an appointment for specialist vet, but was told at this point, feed him anything just so he eats until he sees the specialist.
It is good news that he eats, right? Like eating is very important, especially if your kitty's overweight. We have to get him to eat, right? Now you can start by adding a little bit of bone broth to the kibble that he will eat if he's eating something. Any kind of wet food is going to be better than dry food. So it doesn't have to be a prescription diet where, the only thing it's doing is the only thing prescription diets are doing for diabetic cats is lowering the caloric intake. That you can do that with any food, but a moisture-rich diet can often feed a diabetic kitty into remission. But do pay attention to how much you're feeding, what they're eating while you're switching diets, and how much insulin you're giving. So you need to be taking the glucose levels of your kitty before giving them insulin, so you know how much they need, especially when we're switching over the diet to something better to try to get them into remission, so we don't have to do those insulin shots anymore. But we don't want to give them too much, right? So you do want to be in touch with your vet, and a specialist is a great idea, but you can feed your cat into remission most of the time with diabetes.
And check out Medicus diets as well.
Yes.
It's a whole food metabolic diet made by Dr. Chris.
Cynthia will drop the link for you.
Yes, Sissy. Love you.
Carrie, I want to make my own cat food at home. Awesome. What really needs to be in it? And personally prefer cooked meat because I have a picky eater. Great.
You know what? There are some
Carrie,
amazing free resources out there. Dr. Judy Morgan has some free recipes.
We have free recipes in our link in bio.
Yep. The Natural Feline Kitchen has some great free recipes as well. But you really
needs to be balanced. Yeah.
So we don't formulate because
we tried and we were like, I don't think I'm going to get it right. And I can't tell anybody to do this if I don't know that I'm getting it right.
But that's what we do. We switch up variety, brands.
Right. So the recipes that we have on our YouTube channel are recipes that we got from formulators, from people that do formulate diets. So we got the recipe and then you put it together. Now, not every diet, not every meal has to be perfect and balanced for our cats. But if you're going to do this long term, you need to make sure that at least over time, they are getting all the nutrients that they need. It is the best way to feed your cat by gently cooking it at home, but it has to be balanced because over time they will develop nutritional deficiencies and it's not going to be the best thing if we don't feed our cats a balanced diet.
Hey, May, how are you?
Hey, May.
Hey, Loopy After Dark. Cat Lady 1228 reporting for duty. Do you have any ideas on feeding 5 cats different ways? And then right below that, it says 2 are overweight and 1 has hyperthyroidism. This is where it gets tough. We have 5 cats right now, and we know. Or, sir, I'm not quite sure. But really what you're going to want to do is do a separation thing to make sure that everyone is getting what they need when they need it. So if you can feed them in different areas, find out where they want to eat. If you just put all the food down and you've got special supplements for A, B, and C, then if you've got a Hoover Boo in there somewhere, they're just going to go through and finish
feed
everyone's.
Them separately.
Yeah. So try to feed them separately and try to make it fun. You know what I mean? I know that it can feel a little stressful, but if you make it kind of fun, it'll help the situation.
Yes. Okay.
Hi, T.
Said, hi, YouTube. Hello. We have one kitten that won't use the box. We've gone through so many litters advice. We have so much advice for cats that are not using the box. Now, of course, if your cat suddenly stops using the box, then we want to get them into the vet to make sure that there's not some kind of underlying health issue. However, there are many rules that we've learned over our journey as cat parents when it comes to litter boxes, right? So if this is behavioral, then we need to make sure that we have enough litter boxes. The going rule is have at least 1 more litter box than you have cats. So if you have 5 cats like we do, you want at least 6 litter boxes. We have 9. You want to make sure, because cats like to pee and poop in separate boxes, we want to do that. We also, as kittens, we might need to help teach them how to use the litter, right? So we kind of go through that process. If they weren't taught by their mother how to do that, then we kind of have to go through that process with them and teach them, depending on how young they are. If they've used it before but stopped using it, then we want to make sure that it's in a safe place, right? So many litter boxes we put in the laundry room, which is loud. A lot of times if we're running the washer or dryer, it's loud and it's scary. Cats can develop an aversion to their litter if it is in a high traffic area or a very loud and anxiety rich area. We want to make sure you've already gone through several different litters. So we want to try different litters and see what works for them as well. What are some of the top ones? You can go to our website at twocrazycatladies.com. That's TWO crazycatladies.com and go to our cat symptom checker. We have litter box issues. We have all the good stuff and things there.
Everything we've learned so far.
Yes.
So far.
And we keep learning. And it's so much fun. And then we keep.
Carla.
Carla, hi.
Spiritless and be well. I need this. My dry January has been a big fail. I miss my red wine and bourbon.
Carla, you're our kind of
Right?
lady. That's
Yes.
right. Now listen, I
It's-
have to tell you, Total Wine.
Yeah.
We went to Total Wine this weekend, and they have an entire non-alcoholic section, and they had some really good wine. So Be Well, and then what was the one yesterday? I already forget what it's called. It was also delicious.
Yeah.
But really good red. These are Cabernets. Really, really good. Whiskey is also really good.
Yeah.
They have what was it that we had earlier?
Oh, espresso martinis.
Espresso martinis, non-alcoholic.
Espresso martinis.
It is so nice because I can still have my comfort glass and not drink alcohol. So we're still making it through dry January.
We're making it. Liz, great question. Is there anything to test pH of my cat's urine? You know what we did is we went and just go on Amazon, look up pH strips. There's going to be different ones that are like more complicated or show bigger levels or whatever, but they're all basically the same. Just look up pH strips, make sure you know how to read them, get them. Comes like 100 in a pack. And then
like $5.
Yeah. And then just be stealthy. So what I do with the little ones is I kind of know their routines. So I just, wherever they're at, I have those pH strips on the ready. You don't want to leave them out in sunlight, that sort of thing. So I just have them in those areas where near the litter box, when I see someone go in, and I literally just whoop, put that little stick right under the stream.
It takes like less than a second.
Yes. And hold it there for a second. And then you've got the pH, and then you can just read on the bottom what the pH is. And
yes.
It has been
and that's a great question. We highly recommend that everybody does that because urine issues are so common in kitties, especially because they're stressed. So something that we're worried about coming up. And we want to ask you guys if you have any tips on remodeling in your home when you have construction going on in the home. We've done this before, but with these 5 cats, we want advice from you guys. So a Q&A today is kind of like Q&A, like we're asking you for help too. Because if you guys have any great tips, you're like, oh, I've done this several times. This is the best thing. We're hiding their toys so that we can bring things out for distraction. We've got a room that we're setting aside that they'll be able to be in. We're planning out in our head where they can be to be safe. They're not going to be able to get out or anything like that. But for like the stress and like any advice you guys have for construction going on in your home,
please tell us, right? Because our shower is leaking into our kitchen, so we've got to redo the lights in the kitchen because and
they're starting on Monday.
Yeah, the only natural pet doctor.
Stop it,
Dr. Katie Woodley is here.
Katie Woodley.
Many
Look at
moments
my non-alcoholic
ago,
wine.
she left that we're way behind on comments. Mr. Milligan,
my
hello.
Gosh. Sissy's answering so many.
Here we go. Thank you, Sissy, because we were way behind.
Hold your trees in the room that look familiar. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
We are that is on our list as well. Thank you. You guys are answering each other. I love how beautiful you guys are.
What is this one? Angie, hey, are all brands of freeze-dried treats
the same? Nope. I introduced Pure Bites, duck liver, and minnows. My cats didn't care for it. They do like the chicken treats, not having much success transitioning them. Okay, Angie. So no, they're not all the same. I mean, freeze-dried is made in the same type of process, right? Like the freeze-dried process is the same, but they're not all the same. So some freeze-dried companies like Small Batch, right? They have like, I think it's Small Batch. They have the smaller ones too. So some companies make like the larger like patties that you rehydrate, which are fantastic, right? That you can feed your cats that are freeze dried, but then you rehydrate them. You really want to, if you're feeding only freeze dried, you really want to rehydrate it anyway. But like for us, we feed our cats a raw diet and then we give them freeze dried as the crunchies. So it's like almost like a kibble, like they're small little crunchies in the afternoon for a snack. And those are different. Now you always want to read the ingredients too on your freeze dried.
Because right now I have an appointment with a holistic vet. That is awesome.
Yes.
Hopefully it helps. They're obsessed with their prescription kibble. Yes. That emoji, everything right there. But also
Stacy with 500 stars. Thank you.
Stacy.
Thank you so much. Your stars go to Mission Meow, helping every feline-centric nonprofit
save more babies.
Yeah.
But Angie, really good point though about that. And when we talk about Rodney and Viv about this during the feline fresh week, get fresh with your feline week.
Thank you. Don't forget the name.
Don't mess it up. the stuff that the palatants that they put on kibble is literally, it has an addictive quality that has been likened to heroin in humans. So that's why it can be so hard to transition our kitties off of kibble, because they literally have brain chemistry that reacts to it. So just keep on trying.
Keep it
It's
on.
gonna be fun.
Pearly, why do male cats like to pee on their catnip toys? How to get them to stop doing that? Interesting. Our male cats,
I've
or
never
female
done
cats
that.
don't like peeing. But so typically cats will like urinate or spray a toy or something like that to mark it as their own, or an area in the home, right? To mark it as their own. One way that you can help to stop your cat from doing that is, of course, wash it, enzymatic spray. We have to get or throw it away and get a new one, right? So we have to get rid of that scent first. Then when we get a new catnip toy, we want to do scent swapping. So cool. Take a clean sock, put it over your hand, rub down their face, their friendly pheromones, right? So that's right here where their whiskers are and their head. This is why like they rub up against things to mark things sometimes if they're not peeing on it. They rub up against things because that's their friendly pheromones. Then we take that after we rub down their head and their face, we take that and we rub it on the catnip toy, right? So we are doing the scent swapping for them. When they get that toy, it's already going to smell like them and they won't feel like they need to mark it.
Yes. You guys, we have time for like one or two more. Oh,
serious? Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
How does time fly so fast?
Will my stray ever feel at home rather than walking away from me? You know, this is tough. Annie is a little bit like this. She's starting to loosen up a little bit. She loves Jay. She loves to work in the office with Jay, but she's still like finding her way, you know, in finding her place in the family, all of that. But I think we've got to catch up on that as far as like building trust.
Yep. And we're going to do another one very soon.
Yeah, we should.
It's on the list.
Yeah. Long story short is yes, your cat will get comfortable at some point, given a calm, and
it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, it does take patience though, and just giving them their own space. Like it's so hard not to pick up Annie all the time and just snuggle her face because she's so fantastic. But she doesn't like to be held, right? Sometimes she wants to be pet, other times she doesn't want to be pet. So it's just learning your new one's personality and giving them kind of some respect to kind of come out of their show.
Okay. We're getting some advice from you guys. So let's see. For big sounds we live with huge farm equipment. We play cat TV. Yes. Okay. With birds and squirrels or video games. Yes. We've got all of that, don't we? She loves it. Very fast moves. Then music, little soul. Yeah.
Solo-fi? What is that?
I don't know what that is, but our cats love jazz music. All of our kittens and cats love the tunes. Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not something I've thought about. We did think about the cat TV and you talked about the sound, using like Alexa, some smooth jazz. I will do that in my office too, where Annie will probably stay. Okay. We lock the door to the room that we put the cats in when we have contractors in. You can get a bathroom key so you can get in, but the cats can't escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking about. We're actually thinking because
we need two different rooms because not all of our cats get along.
I don't know. They did pretty good today in the shop.
I know. There's a piece to me that's like, I think we should put them together in a small space so that they have to get along because they're also spoiled AF. So maybe, I don't know. Try putting a large TV in the room. We just got a new TV for the guest room, which is where we're going to have to stay while all of this construction is happening. There's a calming port you can look up. Oh yeah, fish and turtles. Ooh,
would you like fishing?
Oh, DM us, Jody. Can you DM us with that one? If it's like a app, they've got an iPad and they've got a. I'm telling you, spoiled AF. They have an old iPad and they have a tablet. They have an iPad and a tablet, so we can download the app, whatever app that is, or they play on our phones sometimes too. Oh, why?
You guys,
why?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for all of that. They may rally around each other on the stress. That's what I was thinking. We've seen that happen before, where they do kind of rally together because it's like a really stressful type situation.
Yeah, this could be.
It could be the end of all of our behavioral issues in our home. We'll see. Oh my goodness, Gina, that is the best way to end this Q&A Monday with 1,000 stars from Mission Meow. Thank you so much, guys. Your stars go to save the lives of cats, to help these nonprofit cat-centric rescues.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing. So thank you guys so much. Thank you also for being awesome.
Yeah, thank you for being awesome. And everyone, awesome Sally with Mission Meow. She's going through some rough news with her Jonesy, just had a cancer diagnosis. So send her some good vibes. She does such amazing work. The founder of Mission Meow. So send her and Jonesy some good vibes tonight as well.
Now, we are going to try to document as much of this whole process as possible over the next few weeks. We might be a little quiet because we're trying to figure out the family dynamic situation and the construction situation in our home and outside our home. Lots of stuff happening at the same time. So bear with us over the next couple weeks, but we will be back. And we'll keep you guys posted.
I thought we're going to be here Wednesday.
We're going to be live Wednesday. Yeah, we still got this week. It's not going to be till a week from today that it starts. So this Wednesday, guys, we have our podcast Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, with none other than the world-renowned herbalist, Rita Hogan, and one of our favorite, and the reason that we're doing Dry January.
Yes.
So believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
The reason we're doing Dry January. She's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about shrooms and herbs for cats. So mushrooms and herbs. She is
I'm taking some of Rita's stuff right now.
You guys want tips on what herbs to give your cats to help many different ailments? Show up.
She's blowing our mind.
Show up. She's always blowing our mind.
Always blowing our mind.
You guys do not want to miss this. So
Rita
5 p.m. Pacific time, right here,
Rita.
same time, same place. Not same time, same place. Rita freaking Hogan is going to come join us. Thank you, Michelle for 200 stars from Michelle. Yes, you guys are absolutely so beautiful. Thanks for being amazing, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Don't miss it.
Stay tuned to our stories because we're going to be documenting
Don't miss it.
The chaos.
We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Good night.